Hello, everybody. We're here in East Los Angeles. I want to interview a friend of mine. His name is Fabian, Deborah. He's done a lot of work here in the community, and I met him when I was doing work with Homeboy Industries. So I invited him to be part of the podcast here. So I want to welcome Fabian. And Fabian, if you go ahead and just introduce yourself.
My name is Fabian Deborah, and I'm the executive director of the Homeboy Art Academy.
Can you talk a little bit more about the Homeboy Academy? Like, what is the purpose of it, and why is it important that you're doing this?
Well, I think for me, this has been a long vision and mission of mine. For me, it was through my own recovery, my own lived experience, that I was able to learn and acknowledge and recognize the importance of the power of healing through the arts. As an artist myself and a practitioner and someone who comes from a very traumatic background, I've learned that the art held me on many levels. It brought comfort. It helped me reconnect and re-identify to my true self. It gave me this opportunity for healing, right? That the arts is able to do that. Right? So for me, when I was a youth and I went to school, I used to want to draw. But most of the time, I was being punished and disciplined for what I love to do. Don't draw. That's gang writing. That's graffiti. That's vandalism, over and over and over again. So the more you tell me not to do that, it's the more that I'm going to challenge you and do it, because I'm going to be seen. I'm going to be heard, no matter at what cost. Right? So what took place is when I was in school, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, I would draw a lot because to me, school was not of interest. The school academics, get English, get math. I never wanted to wrap my head around that. It didn't speak to me, but art did. And at the same time, art was helping me cope with what life was throwing at me. So in 8th grade, I was about to graduate, and there was this teacher, and he constantly told me not to draw in class. And I kept saying, man, you're first and foremost, as a teacher, you are challenging me in front of my colleagues. You are setting me up on a stage in front of my colleagues. So when you do that, you're belittling me. You're calling me out in front of my colleagues. You're setting up the stage, so then I must perform. And so what I did is I continued to draw in class. And he comes around and rips my work of art. And when he did that, then he literally traumatized me, because everything that I was escaping and avoiding due to the hurt that my father instilled in me, it was coming out in the form of art. And then the teacher comes and he rips it in front of all my colleagues, which to me sent a message of, this ain't nothing, this is worth anything. But to me it was priceless and precious. So I get up, I grab a desk, and I throw it at the teacher. Now, of course, Fabian is the bad kid. Fabian should not throw a desk at the teacher, but not once did the teacher get held accountable for belittling and ripping Fabian's artwork and embarrassing him in front of his colleagues. And so back in those days, what they did was expel me from school. They killed the dream that my mother at least had, with the hopes that I graduate from Catholic school and then go to Salesian and end up in Bosco Tech. That was done. But before they send their troubles away, they walked me across the street to Father Greg Boyle at that time in 86 and 88, near and around those years. When I walked into Father Greg's office, I remember the first thing he did was, "What happened, son?" I go, "Well, this fool ripped my artwork, G, and no one's going to take that away from me but me." And he said, "Oh, son, I'm not going to be able to keep you in school, son. You're going to get expelled. You're going to go to public school," which I called the Lions then. And then he goes, "But before you leave, son, I want you to do something for me." I go, "What's that, Father Greg?" "I want you to go home and draw me something." That was it. For the very first time, I wasn't being punished and penalized for what I love to do. He actually saw my gift, and he returned it back to me. And that's when the connection to Father Greg happened. Because for once, I was seen, I was embraced, I was not judged. He saw my strength, my gift, and art. So if we can reduplicate that, and every kid is different, every experience that the youth bring is different, although You know, although it is up to us as teachers, facilitators, to be open and acknowledge and be mindful of what these kids bring, and then their stories. That is very important, because once you understand the story of an individual or the youth, those are all the antidotes you need. Because what it's important to me and how I function in the space is that when I'm able to get to know someone, build a relationship, they tell me what's important to them. When life shows up and it gets tough, I bring back that storyline that he shared with me. So for example, oh, my little brother's everything to me, bro. Like every morning I help my mom, I give him his little cereal before I come to school. Bam, antidote, medicine. So when life shows up in the classroom and he's acting out, or he's just like trying to give up, I say, hey, what's up, man? Are you really going to give up that opportunity you have by giving your little brother that cereal every morning, bro? Boom. Yeah, bro, I get you, homie. Now you brought him back. Why? Because it signifies that you have been listening. It signifies this guy knows me. He knows my story. He remembers everything I said. And now the movement continues, and now it happens, right? But if we're quick to say, get out, you're disruptive, you're a class clown, get out of my class, go to the blah, blah. Yeah, okay, just as I expected, you know? So I think for me, building a relationship, knowing people's stories, knowing what they bring into the space, that is vital to not only a classroom setting, but just the fact that we're trying to walk with folks, right? As a teacher, as an instructor, as a facilitator. That's vital.